Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Joe Nolfo Show. I am your host, Joe Nolfo, as always, and tonight I got to tell you we have a very unique, nail-biting cliffhanger show for you in your viewing pleasure. That is, if you go for this sort of high-seas drama. Tonight, in this groundbreaking episode, we take you behind the scenes of the string-free Americans' legal system and into their courtroom where Damien Deville is on trial for his very life. Now, what brought this trial about was a previous episode filmed in Georgia called the Melody Makers episode, when during a singing contest, Damien Deville, in a mind-blowing, shape-shifting manifestation, turned into a bat and flew away after learning that he did not win the competition. This insane spectacle caused great concern within the dummy community, and as a result, charges of heresy and witchcraft were brought down on Mr. Deville. He was arrested later after an all-points bulletin manhunt that located him hanging upside down in a cave while watching the competition on the Joe Nolfo Show. So that is where tonight's show begins, right smack dab in the middle of the trial where Mr. Deville, if convicted, faces the death penalty. We go now to the courtroom where Prosecutor Mantrap is presenting his case.
So then, Mr. Deville, state your full name for the courts.
My full name is Damien Diablo Casuso Deville.
Well then, Mr. Deville, this whole case is set in Georgia at a show you were competing in called Melody Makers. That is where you shape-shifted from dummy to bat in front of the entire world. I want to know all about that day, Mr. Deville. Let's start with what you were doing in Georgia in the first place when the devil was obviously there also.
Well, let me tell you, Prosecutor Mantrap. You see, the devil, he went down to Georgia at that time. I think he was probably looking for a soul to steal. I believe that maybe he was in a bind because he was way behind and he's probably willing to make a deal.
Hold on right there, Mr. Deville. Now you're just reciting the words to a popular song there. Let's try approaching this thing a different angle to prove your guilt. I readdress Mr. Deville. Now, Your Honor, I believe the jury needs to learn a bit about your true nature, Mr. Deville. So, why not tell us about yourself? What is your favorite movie?
The Devil's Advocate.
And what's your favorite music?
Why, death metal, of course.
And what's your favorite food?
I'm partial to deviled eggs.
And what's your favorite drink?
I prefer blood martinis.
And what is your favorite mayonnaise?
Why, Hellman's, of course.
Oh, admit it! You are a Satanist who is guilty of witchcraft. Am I correct?
A little guilty, but you see, it's not my fault.
And why is it not your fault?
Why, the devil made me do it.
So, tell me, Mr. Deville, did you turn into a bat on national television on said day of this trial and fly away to God knows where?
I plead the fifth, of course.
You mean the Fifth Amendment?
No, of course not. I drank a fifth of vodka that day and can't remember anything. I had a blackout.
Your Honor, I believe the court and the jury heard enough of Mr. Deville's adolescent antics, and I believe we have enough to find him guilty of all charges. The prosecution rests.
Ladies and gentlemen, this court is adjourned, and the jury has already turned in their verdict, and the verdict is unanimous. Mr. Damien Bazuzu Deville, you have been found guilty in this court of law, and you will be executed by electricity being passed through your body until you are dead. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with the execution of Mr. Deville. So, Mr. Deville, are you ready to face your execution for the crimes against humanity that you have sinned? Do you have any last words? It's now or never. I'll give you now or never, Your Honor. You will release me from this chair right now, or you will pay in hell forever and ever and ever and ever and flip the switch. Now that was some crazy stuff. Just goes to show you that you'll never know what you will see on the Joe Nolfo Show. I can't even imagine what will be in store for us the next time we run into those dummies. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Well, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Joe Nolfo Show. I'm Joe Nolfo, and believe you me, I'm gone.